everybody, Happy New Year. It is Down Home with Tina. I'm your host, Tina Thompson, and it's always a great way to start the new year with a new television show. I am so excited to just share with you some of what I call Tina's 2020 tips. And these are tips I'm going to give you today for the new year to hopefully take in as things that you don't do. Sometimes I will tell you some things of what you should do, but this time, don't do. So recently, because we had some of that slickery wet snow, I decided that I was going to walk over to the carryout. So I thought, I'm going to do it really, really fast. I don't even know. I didn't even put a coat on. I think I had a scarf on. So I go running outside, out my back door, and I take off and whoof. Don't wear Ugg boots in slickery snow and plan to run because it doesn't turn out very well. I walked into the speedway and you guys, I didn't know I had mud on me. I actually, you know how you stand up really fast and you're like, nobody saw me. Well, nobody saw me. I knew that because it was through my backyard. And I'm wiping off all of the wet snow. And then all of a sudden I'm standing inside the gas station and I've got mud down the side of me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so bad. So number one, don't wear Ugg boots or any kind of boot that has no kind of tread at the bottom of it and think that you're going to run anywhere because you're not going to get very far, or you're going to do a face plant like I did. The second thing is that if you decide that you're going to go to a party and you're going to take a crock pot of bean soup, when you are in the car and your boyfriend, because you go to take off pretty fast because you totally aren't even thinking about the crock pot of bean soup in the trunk, don't stop fast. He looks at me as I go to take off and he goes, whoa, and I went, what? And he was like, and I went, bean soup. So remember what you have in your vehicle and in your trunk and always be prepared, because the thing that saved me was I put it in a box and I put a clean towel on the bottom of it that kept from the whole car smelling like bean soup probably for a long, long time. The other thing that I wanted to tell you, I have really done a lot of things within a 2 weeks time. And one of them, I had to go to Florida and pack up a house and bring it back in a U-Haul truck. And so I flew down with a friend of mine and we're driving back. And I thought, okay, I want to sleep and rest a little bit while he drives and then I'll switch. Now, I've never driven a 20-foot U-Haul truck. And then we had an 8-foot by 5 trailer on the back of it. So I thought the most ideal and the best time for me to drive this thing is going to be in the middle of the night. So it was about 2 a.m. My next tip is, do your best not to hit a rumble strip when somebody's trying to sleep. Because when you have a trailer on the back of it, first of all, you don't want to move really fast. So I go over to the rumble strip and you hear, so anyways, he wakes up and he jumps up and he goes, are you okay? Yeah, he goes, I thought my maker was coming to get me. He said, I thought it was the trumpets going. I started laughing. I laughed until I cried. So you guys, just be careful when you're driving anywhere with a U-Haul. So don't run when it's slippery out. Don't run at all. Don't have bean soup or any kind of soup in the car and decide to drive fast or stop fast. And make sure that when you're traveling, just don't hit the rumble strips, especially when somebody's trying to take a nap or something like that. You guys, I've got a great show coming up here. With me is a couple of awesome gals, and one of them is going to talk with me about a newer clinic in town. It's been a couple of months I've been trying to get her on here, and I'm so excited she decided to come and share with us the cool and awesome things that they've got going on. And then I also have another gal who, she does something every year and has done it for several years. She's going to tell us all about that in just a bit. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hi, Happy New Year. Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have got a beautiful young lady with me by the name of Amy Provenzano. I knew it was your last name, Amy, and I was so worried about getting messed up, and here is the first name. Who can mess up Amy? Anyways, I'm so really excited to have you today. You have something really cool that's going on in the city of Lancaster, and it has to do with kids, and it has to do with helping them when they need it, really, I think. I say the most. There are a lot of things kids need help with the most, but this is one of the top things. Sozo Pediatrics, what is that?
Yeah, so Sozo Pediatrics, came about, we started about a year ago. I was working at a busy pediatric office and really just felt the Lord call me to open my own practice, just so that we could do healthcare differently. What I saw was a lot of families were coming in, they were really struggling with access to care, but it wasn't just their healthcare needs that they were struggling with, it was those basic everyday needs. Sometimes they needed shoes, they needed coats, they needed gloves, they needed food, and I just knew that the Lord was calling me to do more. I wanted to be able to do more than just maybe treat their ear infection. I wanted to make sure that when they left, they had shoes on their feet and a hat on their head. And Sozo Pediatrics really has given me the opportunity to partner with a lot of community resources and organizations to do that.
Why did you know that it was something that you even wanted to do when you decided to get into nursing? Because you're a nurse practitioner, and how many years have you been in that field?
I graduated in 2017 with my nurse practitioner, and I just have a passion and a heart for kids, so I knew immediately that pediatrics was what I wanted to do. I also have a teaching degree, and so working with kids is just my passion. And so, when I see a kid and there's, any type of a need that they have, if it's, they come in and it's a blizzard outside and they don't have a coat on, my heart breaks, and I just want to be able to say, here's a coat. And so now I'm able to do that. So it's been pretty amazing, just the organizations that we're able to partner with that are helping do that.
I really think that when women like yourself, or even men who decide to go into the nursing field, it really takes special folks to be able to do that, because you do see them when they're in pain, when they don't feel good. And what is it that keeps you going and kept you going through those times when you were seeing those, and you still continue to, I'm sure, with kids?
Yeah, it is definitely heartbreaking when you see those situations, but it really is my faith in God. Every day He restores me, He renews me, and He refreshes me. And, there's this clinic it's here because of Him. Every single resource He's provided, every single need, every single door, He has opened those doors. We literally started this clinic out of nothing, other than just a calling that He put on our lives. And it's just crazy the way it came about.
I had a friend of mine who just recently, and this is going to be for you all, talking about it being New Year's Day and New Year's resolutions. She was telling me that because she's actually starting a new career, and she's 49 years old, and she's just a little older than me, and I thought, okay, I haven't had my birthday yet. She's 49 years old, and she has a friend of hers who says, how do you do that? How do you just fall into certain things? And she said, it's because the Lord puts me in certain situations that I thrive upon continuing to do more and better, and you keep talking and you make those connections and you make those phone calls, and I'm getting goosebumps right now because it gives me that feel of just, that's what it is. It's not sitting there waiting for something to happen. It's taking those steps towards and following what you believe your purpose is. And she and I have talked about purpose a lot. So I think that's just really cool, because it made me think of that and wanted to share with those who are watching today that when you take those steps and you're continuing to do, then things can happen, and they'll just start like bam, and there they are. How did it happen? Have you been in Lancaster long, first of all?
We've lived here about 10 years. I'm from Eastern Kentucky originally, so that's home. That's where I grew up, but I love it here. My husband went to high school here and stayed, so when we got married, we moved here. But I literally was, one night I needed a sports physical for my son, my oldest son. By the time I would get done with work, my pediatrician would be closed for the day, And so I had asked a friend of mine who had a mobile clinic, can I schedule an appointment with you and you come over and do my son's sports physical? And she said, sure. Well, while she was there, she said, I have a word for you from the Lord. And I said, okay, great, let me hear it. And she said, when your contract's up at the end of December, and this is Halloween, you're not supposed to resign, you're supposed to open your own clinic. And I was like, wow. I was blown away. I got chills.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, all right. I said, Lord, I receive it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I receive it. And so that was on Monday night. The next day was Tuesday. On the drive into work, I always listen to praise and worship music. And I just began to pray. And I just said, Lord, you know, if this is your will, if this is your purpose for me, I would completely abandon anything you ask me to follow you. And I said, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't have a lot of money. I have a ton of student loan debt. But so if you're going to do it, you're going to have to provide things for free or cheap. And within an hour of being at work, Tina, I opened up Facebook and there was a picture of tables from a doctor's office and it said, anybody interested in these? And I messaged the guy and I said, I'm interested. How much are they? And he said, they're free if you come today for these exam tables.
Oh my goodness.
And these are like $1,000 tables. And I said, well, what if I don't come today? Because I often will like push the limit, right, a little bit. Like, and he said, then they're $25. And I said, that's pretty close to free or cheap. And I knew then that was my confirmation that God had given me. And I said, I'm going to go home, Lord, and I'm going to tell my husband we're going to do this. And, you know, I have a wonderful, godly husband who's been so supportive. And so it just took off from there. And then we wrote a letter. I felt like the Lord was saying, tell your story. And I wrote a letter, and we got in the car, me and my friend Aaron, and we stopped when the Lord told us to stop. And one of the churches we stopped at was Victory Hill Church. And they have been amazing, and that's who we ultimately ended up partnering with. So we're inside Connection West. And so all those things that I had a passion to do, like being able, you know, food pantry, it's right there on site. So it's been amazing.
It is. Oh, so it's at Connection West. Where is that located?
625 Garfield Avenue, Lancaster, Ohio. So it's in the, it was a previous Lancaster West Elementary School.
Yeah, and what are your hours, your clinic hours?
Right now we're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then as we expand and grow, we will offer some more evening hours and weekend hours.
You are a nonprofit organization, so how do you keep going, Amy?
Yeah, so, you know, we do rely heavily on the kindness of others and donations. We are starting to apply for grants. We haven't gotten any of those yet, but hopefully we know, I shouldn't say hopefully, we do know that the Lord will provide. So it's just a combination of kindness and support from the community and, you know, just.
How has it been on getting the word out about your clinic, and what exactly are the services that you do offer? I know it's for pediatrics and the official age.
Yeah, so we see from birth through 21 years old.
Okay.
We're a primary care office, so health and wellness as well as sick visits, you know, strep throat, ear infections, urinary tract infections, those sorts of things.
Those are the things that you said right there, that when you take the preventative care like right from the beginning, and it prevents those from getting worse. Right. Because that's when, I know my daughter recently, she wasn't feeling well, and I looked at her and she's 14. That says a whole lot. I said, you're getting pink cheeks. Are you going to get strep throat? Because she usually gets it about at that time. She goes, no, Mom. And everybody's dependent on me. I'm going to school. I've got 2 games this week. I've got my cheer team needs me. And I'm going, sis, you really need to be careful. But what we do is we get the Vicks Vapo Rub out and we drink orange juice, you know. So, but she did end up, but it wasn't strep, thank goodness. It wasn't strep this time. That's so awesome. She does know her body, but I mean, it's one of those where you do need to take the appropriate measures early on to make sure. And some folks can't just say, oh, I'm going to go to the doctor, I'm going to get you to the doctor every time one of their young ones or little ones are saying that they don't feel well.
Right.
And that's what you guys are for. What is expected from those who come? Like, do they have to show their income, things like that?
So they don't. So, you know, we do accept insurance, but if a patient comes and they don't have insurance, our our heart, our passion, our goal is to never turn anyone away that can't afford to pay. We'll find alternate ways if that's through donations. Recently we were part of Giving Tuesday, and we partnered with Care Portal, which helps foster families. And so half of that money went directly to Care Portal. The other half we actually set aside to provide free health care to children. And so that is one of the ways that we will do that. We just want to love and serve the community. We want to help, and so anyone who comes through the door, we're gonna serve them.
So you take monetary donations at any time?
Yes.
Right? If anybody has any questions whatsoever about the services, the Sozo Pediatrics, just contact you. And how would they do that, Amy?
Yes, so they can either go to our website, sozopediatrics.com, or they could call the office at 740-785-4623.
Oh, and it's been such an honor and pleasure to meet you and
so
have you with
much.
me. The best
Thank
of
you.
luck and everything. I hope your dream continues to grow. Folks, you heard her. If you've got a little one and you need that health care, please don't hesitate to give them a call or stop over. Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, right?
Yes.
Amy Provenzano from Sozo Pediatrics. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year. It is Down Home with Tina. I'm the type of person that I will say Happy New Year probably for the first whole month because I tell you what, the whole year goes by so fast anyway, so why not just keep saying it? It is a Happy New Year, because when I have Kathy Duffus and somebody like her on my show to begin the new year, you can't start it any better way than that. I have known Kathy for several years, and when I first started in our relationship, it was when she was on my radio talk show, and I loved having her. And Kathy, I'm so excited that I now get to do this and have you on with me. You are an amazing person, and she's just a ball of sunshine, and she's one of those folks, I mean, come on, who wouldn't love people that doesn't have things to do with teddy bears?
Oh, goodness.
I have because I know you have a lot to share on the reason why you're here, but I have my very own teddy bear story. When I was a little girl, I had a teddy bear that was probably just about this big, and he was in pajamas, and his name was PJ. I had him until I think I was about 12, and I went on vacation with one of my best little friends, and it got lost at her grandma's in West Virginia somewhere, and I was devastated. Now, I am going to admit, I still have a teddy bear, and it still sits on my bed.
Most people do.
I just can't help it.
Deep, dark secrets.
There's nothing like teddy bears. Mine's not deep and dark anymore. It's out there. Tell me, why do we have teddy bears here today, Kathy?
Well, the reason we have teddy bears here today, and Happy New Year, by the way, is because Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and we do a ministry called Tender Loving Bearz, and it's B-E-A-R-Z, so not to confuse it with the actual way to spell the word. But we started this ministry about 10 years ago to give bears to the Fairfield Medical Emergency Room on Valentine's Day in memory of my daughter-in-law, who passed away actually 14 years ago now. It's hard to believe.
Wow.
So we started this fund. She was fond of bears. That was her thing. And we started this fund so that we could honor her and give away bears on her birthday, which is February 14th. I think I said that. So
You
every
gave
year,
me goosebumps. Yeah. I'm just getting them all kinds today.
Aw,
That is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we do it
so-
every year. We've been doing it
On her
every year.
birthday.
Yeah, on her birthday. We have been to Fairfield Medical. We've been to Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh. We've been to Temecula Hospital in California. We give bears to the Sheriff's Department. And, oh gosh, somewhere else. Oh, the Children's Home in Pittsburgh, Mario Lemieux's Children's Home.
Wow.
We've given them bears. So our mission is to make some kids happy when they're in the emergency room and so on, in those critical situations, those stressful situations.
Absolutely. Kathy, how many bears do you think that you've given out
to date? Oh my goodness.
Can you even
hundreds?
Come up with an
I have
idea?
no idea for certain. Not enough. We'd like to give out more.
Would you? How do you ask for folks to help you to get more to give out to the kids?
Well, sometimes they're personal situations, people who have had loved ones in the hospital who the person in California passed, and in honor of that person and in honor of this ministry, we used the bears for an honor for that person and took him to the hospital where he passed. But we often will call emergency rooms and just check and see if they would like to have the bears on Valentine's Day, and then we try to coordinate everything around Valentine's Day in honor of her, and then we're pretty much through with it all until the following winter, as it is right now, but you know, that can change anytime, so we're very open to change. Okay. Absolutely.
And how is it that you do work this? You said and mentioned it was through a ministry.
Yes. NC3 Ministries, New Connections Community Church Ministries, started this with a fund that my son donated, and when the church was on Chestnut Street, we did it through there. Now we are a cyber church, and we are online, so we're still a church ministry that is still doing things like this. So what we do is I coordinate everything. I'm pretty much a 1 or 2 man show.
You are?
Yeah, I have some help with some committee things. We do a scholarship. We have done. We're trying to revamp that now. So we have a scholarship that we vote on the entries, the applications, once a year. But anyway, it's a very small amount of people that are involved in this, but we are still very much out there. So.
How do you get them to the hospitals? You're the one delivering. You said
deliver
you're like a
them,
1 or 2 man show. Is it just
my
you
husband,
alone? You and
my
your
husband and I, or my husband and I and my daughter, will pack them all in the car and take them on these different appointed times on or near February 14th.
How do you do
distribute them
outside of state?
Same way. We make the phone. Well, the California one was interesting because we had a friend out there to help us, and I did go out to coordinate it. But the time that I went to coordinate it was not a convenient time for the hospital. So I've been out there to do that. But we have gone to Pittsburgh with the carload of bears that he met. Anyway.
Happy New Year. That's what that came from.
Right. That was a total one of those. Anyway, we've gone with a carload of bears, trunk full of bears, whatever it takes. Get them to the hospitals on the arranged time. They usually have their, their PR people there to receive us and so on.
And ready. Yeah.
But we don't do it for that reason. We really just do it for the kids. It's hard to be in the emergency room when you're a little kid, you know?
It's very scary.
It's hard to be in the emergency room when you're a big kid.
So let's think about this. So when you take your children to the doctor for the very first time, they're getting poked.
They absolutely
are. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, they're usually getting poked.
Most times.
you know, when they're getting their immunizations and their shots and things like that. So they see those people in the white coat. It is kind of scary and intimidating to them.
Very much so.
And this is a way that it doesn't have to be so much. What does it do for you when you see the look on the kids' faces when you hand them a teddy bear? And are you the one to hand them to them?
I am not the one to hand them the teddy bear, but
how can we change
just
that?
As much fun. I know. It's just as much fun when I take them to the hospitals, and the nurses and the doctors are so excited. And I have heard stories of different children who did receive them and how much it meant to them. So, that's pretty cool on its own.
You know, I didn't think to ask this until just now about how much is it for somebody, or is it for a teddy bear, usually? Maybe about this size of a teddy bear.
About that size.
For people to know, donation-wise, what would be good to get, they want to give for 10 bears
minimum,
or something.
Well, like a $10 donation. That takes care of 1 or 2 bears. So we usually buy them on sale, and anywhere we can get them at a discount. So that we save money that way.
And because it's Valentine's Day, do you like it that they have pink or hearts or things like that, or do they have to be?
They don't
have to be.
No, they don't have to be.
Okay, always new because, well, you guys are buying them. You're
Always
taking the
new.
money to...
Yeah, we can't
Perfect.
take the donations from the homes. They have to be from pet-free homes and smoke-free homes, and
So
it makes
it a little difficult to
So brand
go
new
that
ones
route.
are the best.
So and you guys can go and get them. And I hope that you have the right folks that you can reach out to that can give you that extra added discount, is what I like to say, to help you to make your money go further.
Yes.
Because it's really, when I say money go further, it's for the kids. Anybody who is interested, Kathy, in following you and maybe want to make that monetary donation, how do they do so?
They can call me. I'll give you my phone number. It's 740-407-6460. Or they can reach out to us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Tender Loving Bearz. Or you can go through the ministry page, NC3 Ministries. Several ways to reach us, so I would say the easiest one, though, is just give me a call.
Do you have a goal for this year?
We have a goal of reaching at least 2 or 3 more locations if we can.
And about how many bears would that be? Kind of gives us an idea money-wise where you may need to be.
Oh, gosh.
For those who are watching.
Probably money-wise about $300 or $400 minimum that we can get together for that, but yeah, we make it stretch.
Yeah, well, we can do it. Lancaster, Fairfield County, Ohio, we can do it. We can do it for Kathy, and in memory of her daughter on February 14th. And Kathy, I want to thank you because I'm getting ready to, we're almost getting ready to get out of here, but we got a little bit left. So don't go anywhere, you. But thank you and bless you for everything that you do, and keep it up. We all love teddy bears. We'll be back. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a recovering addict. For 10 of the last 11 years, I've been struggling with addiction, homelessness, incarceration, and just loneliness. However, since getting clean this past year, I've accomplished more than I have in those 10 years combined. After attending outpatient counseling services, inpatient counseling services, living in a sober living house, and attending 12-step meetings, I've been able to regain control of my life and begin to achieve goals I've always dreamed of. Addiction can destroy lives in many ways. Whether you need help with childcare or financial assistance, everyone deserves a new beginning. Recovery supports are just that, supports for recovery. My life mattered. Your life matters too.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. Down Home with Tina television program is brought to you by some really awesome local folks in the community. I want to thank Huddle Tire Company, Fairfield Area Humane Society, Donald Law Office, Ava Jewelers, and Walker's Shoe Center. If you get a chance to use them or stop in and find out what services they do offer, or check out their websites or their Facebook pages, that would be really awesome. They're the reason why I get to be here, and I want to thank you so much. You're the reason why I get to be here as well, because you continue to support me by watching the show. It is New Year's Day, and there are so many folks that are out there that they brought in the new year with some New Year resolutions, and I just want to remind you that first of all, every year me and my best friend would say, you know what, this is going to be the best year ever. This is going to be the best year of our lives. Yeah. Now, mind you, we don't say that on New Year's Eve because I don't usually get to see her on New Year's Eve. But the year will come and then things will happen and then we'll go, guess this wasn't the year that it was supposed to be that year. Yeah. But you know what? That's where I'm going with this, folks. I just want you to know that if you're ready to bring in this new year, just remember when things happen and you have those humps and those hills and those things and trials and tribulations that you're facing, tomorrow is another day. It is a new day each and every day. So it's just because something's happened, don't what I say, cry over spilled milk. The little things, just let them be, let them go, because each day is when you can begin something new. If you fall off that resolution, it's all right. You can start the next day. I want to thank you so very much for watching Down Home with Tina. I hope you have a wonderful and a happy new year. I'll be back next week. God bless. Good day.